Welcome, football fans, to the birthplace of America, the city of brotherly love. The place where you'll find the best cheesesteak made in this country and some of the best football played inside of Lincoln Financial Field. Time for teams to start making moves towards the postseason. Here we go in Week 11. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's whole hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
3rd and just 2 to go. Running back sent in motion. Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. That's caught for the first. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly, you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Thinking touchdown here after that big play. We've got 1st and 10 from the red zone. A run here with Will Shipley. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Hauled in left side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. 1st and goal. Gonna keep this one and go. And he's in for the touchdown. The Eagles take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. He finds his way in on the sneak. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. He's got to gain a 6 there. Zach Vaughn with the tackle. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to the well again. He cuts it to the right sideline. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I love these inside runs. Don't get away from them. You never know. You think it's going to be a short little gain, and then boom, get the right blocking, a possessed running back, and you get some serious yards on the table.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Right up the gut. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. Back-to-back carries here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
All right, all set up now. First and 10. They give it to him again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Another carry for him. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over it.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Out of the gun, Daniels. Touchdown, Washington. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. Things trim back down to a single point, Brock, as they send this off and away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Hurts. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams that quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got Devontae Smith. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Cut for big yards on the right side. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. Staying between the tackles with Gainwell. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the 34. Finds him on the crossing route. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's a Philadelphia first down. Working inside the red zone. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles take a 7-point lead in the first. Elliott on now to attempt a point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Eagles grow their lead to 8. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. From the gun, it's Daniels. And it looks great flying through the air, Bronk, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with him in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it, but no connection to be made.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Daniels. Complete beyond the marker. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And the Commanders will have a first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
1st and 10 from the 41. Here's the handoff. And they needed more than one defender there. Powerful runner stopped with just 1 yard.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. A type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. A handoff for Robinson, running right. And he gets taken down immediately, right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
receivers bring out the nickel look. Third down coming up. Back to throw. Here's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And the Eagles will take possession. First and 10 now from the 30. Hurts looking to throw. He lays out over the middle to bring that one in. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. Here's a give inside to Gabe. We've got a fumble pretty close to midfield. And no turnover. It's going to stay with the offense. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Now Hurts. This finds Smith. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And no chance at a return. He wisely angled it for the sideline and got it down to the 12 before going out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And his gain is stopped on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Time now for the second quarter. Commanders in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And defenders are there to get him at the line. It was Reed Blankenship making the stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line, but a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Daniels from the pistol. Short pass brought in. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Finds a man right side. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And it's out of bounds. Took a bounce, and it's going to be marked right along the 30-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Handoff here to Gainwell. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire 1st half. They drop him behind the line.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Operating from the gun. Here's Hurts. Completed over the middle. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Hurts setting up to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. Oh, he's gonna run for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Throwing here, Hurts. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Throws into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted! Jerome Baker has it! And the Commanders will take over as he records his first interception of our season. He was trying to fit it into a window in the zone coverage, but by the time he let it go, boy, Brock, that lane had closed, and someone was there to make a play on it.
What you're trying to do in zone coverage defensively is make that quarterback see a window that isn't actually there. And as soon as he takes the bait and sends it over the middle, well, you got 1, 2, 3 defenders all there in range to go pick it off.
Completes one to Ben Sinnott. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play, and that'll be good for a Washington first.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball into your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
They've got first down from the 31. McLaurin, the receiver, in motion left. Oh, look at this. They give on the jet sweep. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
Offense to the line for second down. Out of the gun, Daniels. Has a man, it's Erd. Oh, he lost the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed, and got him the ball back.
So near disaster a moment ago, but the drive's still in trouble if they can't convert on third. Daniels now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up fourth down.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on third down? Well, we chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
The Commanders going field goal here. From the left hash, this is from 47. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that gets them back within 5.
A dependable kicker, man. That is a coach's best friend. Saves him so much stress to have a guy he can really trust to go out and hit it from that distance consistently. Because from that far out, no kick is a guarantee.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They're out and set, first and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They got 24 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 43. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
You just feel this defense starting to come alive, don't you, Kate? Got their first turnover last time out. Now they put their first sack on the board. In big plays on that side of the ball, well, they can come in bunches. Defense sure hopes to keep this faucet going, and the offense wants to turn the spigot off immediately.
Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. Smith pulls this one in along the sideline. And he's going to get past the 40 before he goes out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Online, but not enough juice. It's no good short. And they can't add 3 onto that 5-point lead.
So in the end, the armchair quarterbacks, Kate, are going to tell you the more aggressive-minded play caller would have been correct. It would have been a better decision to go for it as they come up with nothing from that field goal try.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. That's McLaurin on the quick slant. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. Keeps it moving. Touchdown, Washington! The Commanders just need 2 snaps to steal the lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period. Yeah. End of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
And it's another miss. His 2nd extra point has been off the mark. The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. He gets this one to Strange. And he reaches the 35 before going out.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Hurts. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Hurts. Flushed out of the pocket, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Braden Mann out once more for another punt. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. And hey, at least he held onto the football, but they will get nothing on that return. So no return on that punt. And the Commanders will go on offense. First and 10 now from the 30. Lone back gets the handoff. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Second down now, 7 to go. Give now to the running back. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
One yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches. Here's a give up the middle. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for him from the 46. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. From the gun, it's Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
No one picks him up, and he reminded everyone in the building why that's a major mistake. The linebacker's athleticism on full display. A sack in under 2 seconds? That's a select group of players on the planet who could pull that off.
They really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be out of bounds at his own 45.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this third down. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Commanders ready for the punt. And he's hoping for a well-placed strike. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And he's out of bounds. Not the return that he had drawn up. No way. And actually loses yards. New series coming up following the punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Hurts to throw. Finds his man over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down throwing for Hurts. Finds him over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Now Hurts. He's on the move. He's running with it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Philadelphia going to spend its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37. First and 10, here's Hurts. He's got him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Commanders pick this one up.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security's at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
Commanders starting out in a good spot this drive as they get set. First and 10. Hand off to the back. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Washington calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Second and 6 coming up here. Now Daniels to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up. Looking to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. That's halftime of this contest. We'll join both teams in taking a short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports in just a moment. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott, Brock Ewart with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Second down now, 7 to go. Daniels. Got to him right as he through it, and it falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. So that brings them to third down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down. They're out now, ready to punt it. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. 58 yards on the punt there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got first down from the 31. From the pistol, Hurts. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. On first down, Hurts. Short pass brought in. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second and 6 coming up here. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. Hurts throwing again. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running for it. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
The Eagles are in punt formation. Braden Mann will kick it away. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spots. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
First down, ball at the 36. Here he goes on the bootleg. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Kate, I can speak from personal experience on this one. That is the absolute worst nightmare as a quarterback. When you call that bootleg and you turn around and all you see is nothing but a big old defensive end, yeah, your interest switch from getting rid of the ball to a little self-preservation. Good job just simply hanging onto the football.
On second down, Robinson. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Zach Bond with the tackle. Just 1 yard. Could have used considerably more. That's going to bring a third and very long. Out of the gun, Daniels. Looking for a tuck. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of fourth down.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks? Well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign? Well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay on the field.
And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. Man, it'll be their football. Ball at the 33 for first down. Throwing here, Hurts. Escapes the pocket. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Play made by Deron Payne.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's who is running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Here's what I know. I know this one, Kate, from personal experience. After this one's over, QB, well, he's going to spend some time in that cold tub because he's been in so much time on the ground, taking a beating today. This offensive line, this offense has got to find a way to protect the passer.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Trying again following the sack. Finds a man right side. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Hurts setting up to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Hurts. Completed over the middle. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 coming up here. Throwing it again here. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Hurts looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 14 at the 31-yard line.
Another try following the sack. He's on the... and they get to him again. And the back-to-back sacks. Nice work by the defense there. Sets him up with a 3rd down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on 3rd and very long. Here's Hurts. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Jake Elliott out to put up 3 for the Eagles. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. Fields it, and he's going to run this one back for the end zone. And no turnover, it's going to stay with the offense. Has a hole left, room to run. 30. He's at the 20. He makes it in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead to 7. Setting up to try the point after. And he gets this one to go after a couple of misses already in this game.
Commanders 22, Eagles 14.
The Commanders' kickoff unit out and ready as they send this away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hurts. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 3 now. From the gun, Shipley gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or 2 ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
So now here's 3rd and 5. They kick the running back in motion. Yeah, Nick Sirianni saw that play clock running down as he hurries to get a timeout called. As that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Now Hurts. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hurts to throw. This finds Smith. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down. A play fake, now Hurts to throw. And disaster averted, he knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time, so it'll be second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. From the pistol, Hurts. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now third down.
On the play fake, it's Hurts. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
Any DB prefers a highlight reel interception to just forcing an incomplete pass. But as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible on the play, well, he gets his hands on it and made sure it wasn't completed.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that gets him back within 5.
Kate, he knows those earlier misses could have put them in a very different position in this game right now. But the important thing, well, he saw that one go through the uprights. Maybe starting to build some confidence while this game gets a little bit closer.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Right up the gut. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Robinson on the inside give. And they will stop him. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Fourth down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Fair catch made here at the 30. No return on that punt. And the Eagles will take possession. They've got first down from the 31. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Finds the in route complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and already they're close to midfield. First and 10, here's Hurts. Fits it through the middle. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Here's first and 10 from the 34. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's Smith on the slant. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Hurts throwing again. That one's complete right side. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
The drive picks up here, first and 10. From the red zone now. He's got it at the 6. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate, but the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, first and goal. Staying between the tackles with Gainwell. Is in, touchdown Philadelphia! The Eagles take a fourth-quarter lead. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Back-to-back carries here. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. The rookie from Michigan there that time.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. Back to the well again. He cuts it to the right sideline. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They give it to him again. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Second and 6 coming up here. Another carry for him. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. Here's Robinson up the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. This one goes for 3 yards. And the Commanders will have a 1st.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the 1st down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. They don't get this snapped in time. This is going to back them up. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty. Out of the gun, Daniels. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know what I love to say, you never go broke taking a profit. And you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, Oftentimes, it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They bring McLaurin in motion right. Second and 10 now. He gets this one to McLaurin. And that will not be enough for a first down.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Here's the handoff. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
If only this defense could look like that on every play, Kate. They were angry, motivated, focused. And they took that anger out on him and this offense, forcing a 4th down.
This is biggest moment of the game so far. An important field goal try here. This will be a 44-yard look. Oh, this is going to be close, and it's no good. He hooked it too far left. And the deficit remains unchanged here in the 4th.
Kate, he's going to be asking himself the same question on the walk back to the sideline, sitting on the bench, leaving the stadium, on the bus, wherever he goes. What went wrong? Why did the accuracy he shows in warm-ups disappear right when his team needed him the most?
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Hurts now from the gun. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Now a shotgun handoff to Gainwell. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That's him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
So we will not reach the 2-minute warning. The defense calling time here, 2:08 on the clock. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Has it at the 7. And he almost gets to the 5. He's out at the 6. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. Here's a give inside to Gainwell. And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Eagles lead by only 2. Ball at the 2 here for 2nd and goal. Gainwell will not get past the line. He's held up at the 4.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Back to throw it. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And the pressure drives them backwards.
Some guys, you just have to account for them, especially middle linebackers. I remember Ray Lewis, Brian Urlacher, it just felt like their presence took up the entire field. And this linebacker today, well, he had the interception earlier, a sack right now. You've got to start figuring out a plan for him, or he will take over this game.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost him a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. And will he? No, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up. Back to throw. Able to find Ertz. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
He has the 1st over the middle. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. He'll look to throw it. That's complete. Here's Brown. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And the Commanders will have a first. So here's their third and final timeout. 7 seconds left in this game. So now the field goal unit runs on in a very big spot. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. The kicker gets it. Oh, it looks like he's going to throw it. And that one is incomplete. Okay, not sure what in the wide world of sports we saw there, partner. But they still have it. Second down coming up.
Well, that group was ready for anything, so when the fake came, they weren't fooled at all. That one ends up dead on arrival.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. One final shot here. This is for the ball game. To the corner of the end zone, but incomplete. Oh, he made the catch, but didn't get down in bounds. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with a victory. So for my partner Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.